I'll let it go for a few seconds and then we will get started. Okay. All right, wait a minute. That over there. There we go. All right, here we go. Greetings to everyone out there in the NoDQ galaxy. Welcome to the NoDQ predictions video for WWE Extreme Rules 2019, the one night of the year where every match is extreme. And this pay-per-view is taking place in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Paul Heyman has even teased the idea that Brock Lesnar will show up. So before we get to the predictions for the matches, I would like to get everyone's overall thoughts, the vibe going into this Sunday show. How are you feeling? Let's start off with the EC3 lover, TJS.
Well, I mean, honestly, the show doesn't look that bad in my opinion. I think it looks all right. We've got quite a few tag team matches on this show, so it's a Teddy Long special. But overall, I don't think it'll be a bad show. Now, usually when I say that, it's usually a terrible show. But overall, I think the card looks pretty solid. I mean, this can't be much worse than like the Saudi Arabia show. I mean, Stomping Ground was okay. So maybe this will be okay too. It's unusual for WWE to do two good shows in a row, but we'll see what happens. Virtue, what do you think about this show, man? Looking forward to it?
Well, I didn't really look forward to Stomping Grounds, and it ended up being okay. So I'm going to do the same thing. There's just too many shows with AEW, with NXT, with Impact, and which I can't watch them all. So I'm going to go in with a grain of salt. We'll see.
All right. Big G.
Well, I'm going to have my expectations are not really low this time, but it's medium. So, I'm looking forward towards a couple matches, but we'll see what happens this coming Sunday at Extreme Rules, where not all the matches are extreme.
Yeah. Well, just to let everybody know, Big G is a little bit under the weather right now because he tried so hard and got so far, but in the end, it didn't even matter. He tried to win the NoDQ Super Chat Championship on the Tuesday night stream, but Darren ended up being the final champion of the evening. So sorry about that, Big G. I'm sure you'll get over it, though.
It's all good.
All right. So we have no kickoff match as of the recording of this video, which of course can change. Knowing WWE, they'll change it last minute. We have 10 matches to discuss. I will try to get through these matches relatively quickly. Okay. So first up is a tag team match for the Raw tag team titles. We have the Revival defending against the Usos. We can see who TJS is repping, but will we see the champions retain their titles? TJS, since he held up the shirt, you think we're going to see the boys keep their belts? Do you think the game?
And I don't see didn't the Usos pin the Revival twice on Raw? So, I don't think this match is going to end clean. So, yeah, I'll say Revival retains somehow. They may not win the match, but they're going to leave with the title some way, somehow. I feel like they just got a new T-shirt on WWE Shop. That probably doesn't mean anything, but they've only had 3 in their whole career. So maybe this is a little renewed push since they've been Shane McMahon's lackeys. I mean, whatever. You might want to keep them looking strong. I don't know, but this should be a hell of a match if they get the time for it. I wouldn't be surprised if this ends up on the kickoff, though. Probably this or the Cruiserweight match, one of the two. Either way, I still expect Revival to retain. They may not win, but I do expect them to leave the titles, like I said.
All right. Well, I agree with you, TJS. I think the Revival will retain the tag team titles. Going off for Raw this week, they did lose that 2 out of 3 falls match. They won the first fall, and then they lost the second 2. So, yeah, if we're going by 50-50 booking, I say the Revival retains. And, yeah, very well could be on the kickoff. Big G, your thoughts?
I'm going with the Usos to win the tag titles. Like TJ said, I think this will be a good match given the time. A good 10-15 minute match, and I'll be perfectly fine with that. Usos winning the titles, and then most likely feuding with the Viking Raiders later down the road.
Fair enough. All right.
I'm going to agree with TJS and Aaron that the Revival will retain the tag team titles. Usos will get their spots in, but whatever happens, Revival's going to retain. And 15 minutes, Big G, for a tag match? Really? How about like 8?
All right, 8.
All right,
8
8
to
or
10
9.
minutes. 8 to 10
Yeah.
minutes.
I wonder if there's going to be some prank in this match. Remember what they used to do, those pranks, the Usi Hot.
The Uzi hat.
So maybe a prank will come into play, but backfire on the Usos. Maybe the prank on the Usos.
This is
Get disqualified and keep the titles.
it's egregious, just absolutely egregious.
Next.
Well, maybe EC3 comes out and does like a Chippendale dance with the Revival, and they get pissed off about it. All right, enough EC3 talk. He's not on this card, so that's all he gets. All right, we have Braun Strowman versus Bob the Lash, aka Bobby Lashley, in a last man standing match. Now, if you believe the reports that there's a renewed push for Braun Strowman coming up, then it makes sense for Braun Strowman to win this. And yeah, I think Strowman's going to win here. I don't expect Lashley to win. So yeah, I'm going with Braun Strowman. Big G, what are your thoughts?
Gotta agree with you there, boss man. I mean, how are they gonna top what they did that Monday when they went through the LED board? We'll see what happens, and hopefully Strowman gets this renewed push.
All right, TJS.
Good point, Big G. I really don't see how they can top this. What I hope is that, like, I want this to be like a legitimate win for Braun and not like one of those cheap wins where he just throws all the chairs on top of Lashley or whatever. We're going to see that at least once where Lashley puts everything on Strowman and then Strowman's going to come up through it or whatever.
Yeah.
I expect Braun to win this also. I really think that they've done a pretty good job of building up Lashley, actually. You had him squash Rey Mysterio, which is interesting, but I think this should be a pretty good match, though. I mean, you got the two big hosses fighting each other, so yeah, should be good. Yeah, like I said, though, I think Braun will pick up the win. Virtue?
I'll make it a clean sweep. Braun Strowman. I don't know. I mean, I don't listen to those reports, right? Because, I mean, when that's 50-50 booking at best, according to reports. So, yeah, that's going to happen, TJS. He's going to get stuff thrown on him, the kitchen sink, everything, and he's going to come through. We'll see an arm pop out, and then he'll make it up just before 10, and then that's when he'll do something devastating to Lashley, but Lashley won't be able to make it up. Maybe they'll use some duct tape. Who used duct tape before?
John Cena?
Announce a table over him so he can't get up.
We'll see. Maybe some rope. Maybe that rope that they use in the tug of war will come into play.
Oh, there you go.
Braun
They could take little elements from all their different segments and implement them into the match.
So fireworks. Yeah, we'll see.
All right. So next up, we have Ricochet defending the United States Championship against the phenomenal one, AJ Styles. Now, AJ recently turned heel, reuniting the club with Anderson and Gallows. So, TJS, what do you think about this new storyline, the new AJ Styles or the old AJ Styles, back to his roots of being a villain? What are your thoughts on this, and do you think we will get a title change?
Well, you want to know how I feel about this? Well, I don't owe you an explanation, Aaron. I don't owe the NoDQ Galaxy an explanation. Yeah, I mean, I'm cool with the heel turn, but I don't see AJ winning the title here. Actually, I think that AJ is going to be Seth Rollins' next feud. Spoiler alert, even though we've seen that match, but not with AJ as a heel. So, yeah, this should be a great match, like I've said, for every match so far. I'm sure the club will try to get involved, but in the end, I just don't see Ricochet losing the title already because the title has been ricocheting all over the place with Samoa Joe, Rey Mysterio. It's been a little bit crazy. So, yeah, I'm expecting Ricochet to pick up the win here, even if it's, even if the club gets ejected or whatever. I think Ricochet is going to keep the title because I feel like they're trying to push him with his bullet sound effects and everything. So, yeah. Big G?
Yeah, I think Ricochet is going to retain, have a decent run with the U.S. title, hopefully, and I could see Gallows and Anderson trying to interfere and Ricochet, knocking them out of the ring, and AJ will try to take advantage of it, and Ricochet will end up winning, and that'll be the end of that feud, hopefully. Virtue?
Gosh, after I keep hearing Ricochet cut promos, it's like, and that's ever since he's been the U.S. champion. I don't care moment right now, so I'm going to say AJ is going to win the U.S. title just so we don't have to hear Ricochet cut some of the worst promos that I've heard. His promos are almost like a rookie athlete, like an NBA player, their rookie season doing a post game. Aaron, you probably wouldn't get that, but everybody else who watches sports probably would understand that. He went through NXT, work with these people. If they're not good live on the mic, do tapes. So because I hate his promos, he's losing the U.S. title.
Hey, well, last time for Stomping Grounds, you did a couple of predictions that were different from the rest of us, and you actually did quite well. So maybe it'll work out for you again this month. We'll see. But I'm going to have to stick with Ricochet retaining. TJS made a great point that it's probably too soon. Plus, you can have Ricochet on the verge of winning, and then Anderson and Gallows interfere, causing a DQ. So I'm going to say AJ will win the match, but Ricochet is going to retain, and that's our official prediction. As we do on the channel, we predict who's leaving with the championship, who is retaining. So Ricochet will retain via disqualification. That's what I expect to happen. All right. So now we have a match which could potentially be a show stealer. We have Alistair Black. He's been demanding a fight, somebody to knock on his door and face him in a match, fight him. And the man to step up to the plate is the what are they calling him now? I'm not even sure.
Swiss Cyborg.
There you go, the Swiss Cyborg Cesaro. So this should be a hell of a match if these guys are given a good amount of time. Big G, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, we finally get to see Alistair Black wrestle on the main roster after months and months and months of wanting a fight. And like we saw on SmackDown, like you just said, it was Cesaro. Hell of a match. Could be the dark horse. And I see Black winning his first match of the night. Or first main event match.
All right.
It's a main event? I didn't know this was a main event.
You know
so
what
anyway, I mean, Alistair Black's going to win. I mean, because if you want complete burial after doing these promos, begging for a fight, and Cesaro, who's been the 50-50 master the last 10 years, just like the rest of them, comes in and beats Black, you just wasted all that TV, which, is possible, but I think Black's going to win. With the what? Black mass?
It's Black. Yeah, Black mass.
Yeah.
All right, TJS.
Cesaro's about to do the JOB, folks. There's absolutely no way that Cesaro's going to win. Alistair Black's winning. Like you guys said, should be a great match. Should be hard-hitting. It should be a nice, stiff match. I think it'll be really good. I've kind of actually liked the Alistair Black stuff. I've enjoyed the way it's been presented. I know Aaron hasn't. He reminds him of Raven and things, but I think it's okay. But I mean, overall, should be a good match, and Alistair Black's winning.
Well, first of all, I am going with Alistair Black as well. And TJS, you brought up how this match might be stiff. And talking about matches that you might find to be stiff, we have Bayley defending the SmackDown Women's Championship against Alexa Bliss.
I thought you were going EC3 again with that.
I said enough EC3 for tonight. He only gets so many references until he actually gets a match on the card. But yeah. So triple threat match. Well, not a triple threat, actually. It's a 2-on-1 handicap match. Could end up being like a triple threat when it's all said and done. We'll see how this pairing between Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross goes. So it is a 2-on-1 handicap match. And I guess if Nikki and Alexa win, they will become SmackDown Women's Champions. So Virtue, let's start with you. Your thoughts on this one.
It's intriguing to see that happen, to see them win the titles, like a Jericho China Intercontinental title back in the day. But I think Bayley's going to keep the title a little bit longer. I just can't see them pulling the trigger on that. So there's going to be some animosity or something. Something's going to happen, miscommunication with Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss, which will allow Bayley to land the Bayley to belly on one of them, get the pin.
All right. Well, I think Bayley will retain. There's still a big question mark if Alexa Bliss will even be there because she's reportedly been dealing with a sickness. She's been tweeting about it. But yeah, I think Bayley's going to retain here, and there will be some sort of miscommunication between Bliss and Cross, and that will lead to Bayley retaining. So TJS, I'm pretty sure you're gonna feel this will be a very stiff match. So tell us your thoughts other than that.
Oh yeah. I feel like this is like all signs are pointing to Sasha Banks coming back to be in Bayley's corner here. So yeah, maybe Sasha Banks' music hits or whatever, and then Bayley rolls up Nikki Cross or whatever. Something's gonna happen. And like you guys said, there'll be the animosity between Nikki and Alexa. They'll have the miscommunication, very typical. And then after that, we'll see the cracks form between Nikki and Alexa, and then eventually we'll get that match probably at SummerSlam. Not much else to say about it. It's going to be not the bathroom break match because got some mamacitas in there, so I'll be watching.
I hope Sasha doesn't come back for this because they could really save her and bring her back and put her right in the main event storyline with Becky or something, and fans would be eating it up, knowing that they're giving in to her getting a push. You know what I mean? Bringing her back and throwing her into this that'd be weak. She'd stay gone. I don't think she'd want to come back.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I think that they're doing a good job building Bayley up as a credible champion, except she's lost to Nikki twice now, I think. So I expect Bayley to end up pinning Nikki, though, by the way, and then Alexa will be like, oh, this is your fault. Typical heel stuff.
Yeah.
Big G.
Yeah, Bayley's gonna retain, and like you guys all said, there'll be some kind of shenanigans, and I see Bayley pinning Alexa, and then Nikki going off on Alexa, and blaming Alexa for losing again, and I guess making Alexa the babyface and Nikki a heel.
That would be an interesting twist. But,
you didn't have to go that far. You could have just said who was winning the match or retaining, but that's all right. I mean,
anything can happen in
WWE. A little bit
WWE.
deeper, and trying to make some hope for this.
All right. Well, we will see. Now, TJS, you brought up how this is not going to be your bathroom break match. Maybe the one that will be for you is the match where it's supposed to matter, according to the simple man Noah Foster. The Cruiserweight Championship, Drew Gulak, Virtue's favorite, versus Tony.
I do like him.
Yes, Drew Gulak versus Tony Nese. So, Virtue, since you're such a big Drew Gulak fan, why don't you predict this one first?
It took Gulak a long time because I thought back in the Enzo regime that they were building Gulak to basically beat Enzo down the road for the Cruiserweight title. And we all know what happened there. And then he basically went to nothing for the longest time. So finally, I don't watch 205 Live, but hearing that he's a champ, I smile because, I kind of wanted him to be the champ back in the day. So with that said, because I like Drew Gulak, too bad he's not doing the PowerPoint presentations anymore, but he's going to retain. That's for you, Noah Foster.
Ooh, now
I'm dedicating me picking Gulak to retain to Noah Foster.
All right. Well, so Big G, does this match matter?
Not to me, it doesn't. I think it'll be a good match. Obviously Gulak just won the title back at Stomping Ground, so I see him retaining and moving forward. And hopefully 205 Live does matter to certain people, but unfortunately it does not matter to me.
Well, we all have things that don't matter to us, like NXT UK.
Oh, ouch.
All right. Well, I am also going with Drew Gulak to retain his newly won championship, TJS.
Yeah, I can't disagree with you. And I feel bad for the cruiserweights because I saw a video of Odie Lorcan superplexing Davari through a table from the top rope, and I was like, man, these guys they're really putting on good matches, but no one cares enough to watch, and it's understandable because WWE is so oversaturated. So it's like, why should we watch if all the other stuff that you put out is crap? So, yeah. Anyway, like I said, Drew Gulak's gonna win. To quote Virtue, next.
All right. Well, next we have the triple threat tag team match for the SmackDown Tag Team titles. The new Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan versus the New Day, Big E and Xavier Woods against Heavy Machinery, Otis and Tucker. And Big E and Xavier have vowed if they win the titles, all three members of the New Days can put their championship tips up against each other. So there you go. I think Bryan and Rowan are retaining here. Like I don't see the need for a title change. I mean, I suppose New Day could win and all three New Day members could have the titles, but I'm going to say Bryan and Rowan retain. Big G, what do you think?
Big E, man, I swear. This should be a good match. All good tag teams. Yes, even Heavy Machinery. I'm gonna throw the ball out there, and I'm gonna say the New Day wins the tag team titles. And I see Daniel Bryan eventually going back to the main event spot.
You would hope so. I mean, TJS, what do you think?
Well, with these Daniel Bryan promos about New Day being a comedy act and Heavy Machinery being a comedy act, I feel like WWE is actually self-aware, and they're like, oh yeah, they are comedy figures. Like, I don't know who's writing these Daniel Bryan promos, but they're really good. Daniel Bryan's always a highlight of the show. It doesn't matter where he is on the card. With that being said, I expect Rowan and Bryan to retain. I'm sure they'll pin Heavy Machinery, and then we'll get New Day versus Bryan and Rowan at SummerSlam, because I think that's, I feel like that would be a barn burner of a match. That triple threat that they had on SmackDown wasn't too bad either. So, it'll be good. I'm just glad that Bryan is getting TV time. Virtue.
Yeah, I think they're going to retain. This is one I kind of almost picked Heavy Machinery, but not at this pay-per-view. I think Bryan and Rowan are going to figure out a way to win this, and with a triple threat, right? No disqualification, so they can cheat to win and get away with it. And it's an Extreme Rules pay-per-view, so I think it's a title defense, successful, case closed.
All right. Next up, we have for the WWE Championship, we have Virtue's favorite, Kofi Kingston versus Samoa Joe. Now, as much as I want to see Joe win the title, I'd love to see it happen. I'm over Kofi Kingston as WWE champion. I'm over the whole Kofi Mania thing. To me, it is done. It's over. It had its course. Virtue, you were right. Kofi Mania fizzled out.
I was over it before it started, but
Yeah. So I love a title change, but I ain't picking Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe always chokes on the big pay-per-view. So I'm gonna go with Kofi Kingston and hope that I'm wrong. But yeah, hard to bet for Samoa Joe. He's like the reverse John Cena or Roman Reigns on pay-per-view.
Yeah, he is.
I'm going with Kofi to retain. Virtue. Let's hear about your.
Because it pains me to see him with the title underneath a plate of pancakes every week. He's going to keep it because that's going to make me miserable that I have to continue to watch it. And again, I cannot wait for SmackDown Live to go to Fox or Lesnar to do something and things to finally change. But it's not going to be Joe, unfortunately. So Kofi retains. Yeah. Ooh.
All right, TJS.
I watched the clip the other day of Samoa Joe choking Brock Lesnar out before Great Balls of Fire, and I was like, man, Joe looks like such a badass, and now he looks like a complete bitch because he gets trouble in paradise, and that just knocks him out apparently. Really sad to see. I don't know where Joe's gonna go from here because we all know he's not winning the title. Yeah, I expect this match to maybe it's going to open the show. Wouldn't surprise me, but it's like you guys said. I'm tired of Kofi Mania. I wanted Daniel Bryan to retain the title at WrestleMania. Why couldn't Kofi just be a tag team champion? Like this is why we can't have nice things. But yeah, Kofi's retaining, and I'm guessing his next opponent is going to be Shane McMahon. So
Wow. Just wow. All right. Big G.
Yeah, I'm over the whole Kofi thing too. And the most extreme thing Kofi's done so far as champion was giving the bird to Samoa Joe. How about them apples? Yeah, Kofi's gonna retain and most likely go against Shane McMahon.
And then Joe will go threaten somebody else and act all intimidating, and then he'll lose that match.
He'll lose too.
All right. So now we have the two main event matches, the two tag team matches. This card has quite a few tag matches. So we have the No Holds Barred tag team match, The Undertaker and Roman Reigns versus Shane McMahon and Drew McIntyre. Man, I don't even know what to say about this one. Like, I've never felt like an Undertaker match in the past 15, 20 years that I felt any less excited for than this one. Like, this is just like, really, guys? I mean, his promo was good, I thought, but I don't know. I guess this is another way to try and make Roman look strong by having The Undertaker endorse him. I mean, it's always possible they win and then Undertaker tombstones Reigns and they have a rematch at SummerSlam, but I'm done seeing Undertaker. I have no interest. What I would like to see happen now, they might as well do it. They've gone this far. I'd love to see Shane beat The Undertaker and then set up Shane for Kofi. You know what? Screw it. I'm so far behind with the predictions league right now. I need a break here. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a crazy prediction and say Shane McMahon and Drew McIntyre somehow win this. I mean, it seems absolutely batshit crazy, but I'm just gonna do one for the hell of it. And to top it all off, like I should get double points if this happens.
Watch Undertaker turn heel. Undertaker turn heel and join Shane's stable.
I'm basically throwing away a point here because I think Undertaker and Roman are going to win. But Big G, you could write down on the paper.
Yeah, I did.
All right, go ahead, Big G.
God, yeah, I'm tired of Undertaker already at this point too. But you know, Roman Reigns lost to Shane and Drew at the last two pay-per-views. I don't see Reigns losing a third match. So I'm going with Taker and Reigns to win. And like I said before, after the match, Taker's going to turn on Reigns, set up a rematch at SummerSlam.
Now, Big G, Reigns beat McIntyre at Stomping Grounds.
Did he?
Yes. Because I picked McIntyre. Yeah. The one time I picked against Reigns, and of course I lose. So, but I'm not doing it again. But so I guess hopefully I'll gain that point on Aaron because I will pick Taker and Reigns.
Yeah, Taker and Reigns. Okay.
Yeah. So Taker and Reigns for me, TJS.
Before this video even started, I was going to predict Shane and McIntyre. So, and I'm sticking to it, guys. I know this sounds crazy. This sounds.
Well, I was going to say what actually makes sense here would be for Drew to beat The Undertaker, and then they could possibly do like a rematch one-on-one. But let Drew, like, it would be cool if Drew got over from this match. Like having Drew pin The Undertaker would help him. So
I think that they're gonna have like Drew hit Undertaker with the Claymore, and then he's gonna put Shane on top of Undertaker, and then Shane could say, "I beat The Undertaker. I want Kofi." But maybe not. Maybe they're setting up Kevin Owens versus Shane. I don't know. There's infinite possibilities. But yeah, I expect Shane and Drew to win. I know that Roman's not taking the fall, though. That's what I will say.
Right. Like if anybody takes the fall, it'll be Undertaker.
Taker.
All right, so we got through that one, and now all we have left is the main event of the evening, last chance, winner take all mixed tag team Extreme Rules match for both the WWE title and the Raw Women's Championship. By the way, I think the other match is going to close the show, but I could be wrong. I mean, who knows? I fully expect I have not a lot to say about this. I'm just going to go ahead and say I think the couple, Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch, will retain the titles. Don't see Baron Corbin. I think this is his final match. Lacey Evans, their final matches in the spotlight. Yeah. And Rollins and Becky will win and move on to bigger opponents for SummerSlam. You know, this is just something for them to do to set up SummerSlam. Like, I feel like Charlotte's going to come back. She's been off television for a little bit. She's going to fight Becky at SummerSlam, and Seth might face AJ or somebody like that. So, TJS, what do you think?
Man, you're making your champions look terrible. Like, Seth Rollins went from Beast Slayer, King Slayer to the man's man. Just it's so bad. It's so corny and just it's terrible. I think it's awful. It's so cringy. There's nothing good I can say about it. The only thing that I can say is I'm glad that they're still winning. It's so bad. I'm speechless because of how bad it is. All I can say is that I think the baby faces are gonna win, and they'll probably have a kissing celebration or something next. It's just so terrible. Like, I expect we're going to get, like, some backstage footage of Seth and Becky, like, maybe walking on the beach or something. This is the problem. As soon as WWE finds out about something like this, if it's even a real relationship, they just drive it into the ground. And I'm really tired of it. Yeah, this match, it's not going to be great, I don't think, but because you have two average wrestlers in Baron Corbin and Lacey versus Becky and Seth. Probably, like, I wouldn't be surprised if they win with, like, a double disarmor or something on Baron Corbin. Give me a break, man. Baby faces are winning, and that's all I have to say about that. Virtue.
All right. Yes, the baby faces are winning. Here's what should have. So they're retaining both of them. Here's what should happen to close the show. Brock comes out after the match because Paul Heyman said he's going to be there. He F5s Becky Lynch. And then Seth goes like nuts trying to like aid her, and Brock cashes in and becomes the Universal Champion. Get it done with, over with. He's going to headline SummerSlam, which is what Vince McMahon wants. There you go. But that doesn't matter because we never get cool stuff like that. So Becky and Seth are retaining, but I just had to dig into my fantasy booking there.
Virtue, that's a great idea, man. I really like it.
Dude, I'm telling you, our team should be writing for them.
Yeah.
We all at least have one good idea every review.
Virtue, what would you think about Brock Lesnar cashing in on Becky? Who do I remind you of?
Well, yeah, but But you know what I mean, though. Could you just imagine he comes out there and Seth's like, "Come on, do it," and then he grabs Becky and does it. People would be that. There's an extreme moment, right?
Yeah.
Just saw Callahan and Tessa Blanchard at Impact, which not many people see. WWE wants to one up that moment, beat up Becky Lynch.
We'll probably see it if anything like that happens. I'm sure it'll just be like Paul Heyman kissing Becky or something, and then it's gonna be
F5. It's not like domestic or whatever because it's an F5. It's a pancake.
Yeah, it's everything's just so politically correct. That's ridiculous.
Next.
All right, Big G, your prediction.
Yeah, going with you guys, Rollins and Becky. Virtue, I like your idea. It's pretty good.
Get us excited for SummerSlam,
What if Becky turned on Rollins and cost him the title?
I like it.
She would cost herself her own title, though.
It might be too soon for that, though. They got to build up the mush lot more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
All right, so I guess we'll do a tiebreaker one, which is will Brock Lesnar cash in on the show, and if so, who?
So tiebreaker only. This will not be a point unless.
Correct. This is tiebreaker only. So basically, you think he cashes in on Seth successfully, or do you think he'll be successful or fail? Like, you got to specify what you think is going to happen for the full bonus point. So I'm going to say no cash in. So TJS?
I agree. No cash in.
All right, Virtue.
I want to say cash in on Kofi, but I'm going to go no cash in because I like my ending, but because of that, there definitely will not be a cash in. It'll just be your normal ending. Becky and Seth celebrate to go off the show air, you know?
All right,
You could
Big
have.
G.
Yeah, I'm going with no cash in either.
Well, so much for that with the tiebreaker.
Well, there's all the other people. Maybe someone else on the NoDQ team will.
I was gonna say you could do something to where like Joe puts Kofi to sleep after the match, and then Brock runs out there, but then Joe's like, "No, you're not cashing in," and then we get Joe versus Brock at SummerSlam for the Money in the Bank briefcase. What about that?
Oy.
It was Sam.
I don't think that's a bad idea.
I just want to see Becky get F5. That would be an incredible moment. I mean, even for her, you know?
Right. All right. So real quick before we sign off here, we do have, in addition to Extreme Rules on Sunday, the night before, Saturday night, we have AEW Fight for the Fallen, which will also be free on Fight TV. Now, the card isn't really that strong. You know, this is just the show for charity, and it's also being done to help bring some new viewers to the AEW product. So there's really not a lot to talk about as far as predictions go, but I figured we could do predictions for the main event match, which is Cody and Dustin Rhodes teaming up together against the Young Bucks. We can get everybody's predictions real quick. Virtue, what do you think?
Chris Jericho's not on this card. Good for
Nope.
you, Chris. Don't subject yourself to these indie shows. Wait till the bigger events like All Out, because you are a #1 contender. So with that said, Cody and Dustin beating the Young Bucks, like I can see it happening, but I think Cody's going to be smart and not put titles on himself right away because he's one of the executives. So it should be like a really solid match, right? We probably will see some blood, but I think the Young Bucks are going to retain. I personally don't think Cody should put any gold around him yet, even if it's just the tag titles. So I think that it should be a good, solid, your indie darling, 30 million false finish match. Young Bucks retain. Dustin will probably get pinned.
Interesting. I'm not even sure. I don't think there's any tag titles on the line. I think it's just a straight up tag match. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just straight tag.
So then it's like they don't even have tag belts yet.
No.
But wait, the Young Bucks have some type of tag belt.
Yeah,
the AAA.
AAA, yeah.
So why aren't those on the line? Like that's stupid. You know what I mean? They were on the line at Double or Nothing.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me how these titles are just apparently compatible with different promotions. It's really weird. By the way, is this for a point, Aaron, or no? Or is this just for like the hell of it?
This is just for fun.
Okay.
I swear, when they ended that match at Double or Nothing with hugging, that they made it feel like it was going to be for something more than just a tag match against the Young Bucks. See what I mean? Did they not? Did it not feel like that was going to be for something?
And by the way, Virtue, the Lucha Brothers are actually the current champions. They won them back from the Bucks.
Oh, yeah.
It was still at Double or Nothing, right?
No, Fyter Fest.
Really?
I didn't watch Fyter Fest. I just saw the unprotected chair shot.
It might have been Double or Nothing.
Yeah, because the Lucha Brothers were in that 6-man tag.
Yeah. See how much I pay?
No, it was in Mexico. It happened in Mexico on June 16th.
Oh, okay.
I don't care.
You guys got to get up to date with AEW. It's the #2 wrestling promotion in the world right now.
Well, those are AAA titles. Those aren't AEW titles, and it wasn't on a televised event that we saw. So yeah, I'm not going to know.
I don't care about what's going on in Mexico. So yeah, I'm expecting Young Bucks to actually win, and then Cody's going to beat up Dustin after the match or something like that.
And that's still my prediction that the Young Bucks win. I wish there were titles on the line.
All right. Well, I'm going to say that Cody and Dustin win for the feel-good moment. Big G, what do you think?
I'm going to go with Cody and Dustin. That's how I feel.
All right. Fair enough. All right. So that's on Saturday, Fight for the Fallen. You guys got to check it out. We got to get up to speed with what's going on in AEW because the world is changing as we know it with the rise of all.
I'll be watching the Evolve pay-per-view instead, so.
Hey, don't worry, Aaron. I'll be watching AEW. I'm making a point to try to watch all the AEW shows because I kind of want to support the change, man. I want WWE to light a fire under their ass.
I'll wait till TNT.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I guess watching it a free show doesn't do much. So I'll still watch though.
It's just the shows. You have no character developmental or anything like that. You just get wrestling matches.
Yeah,
like
just
indie.
like NXT UK.
Heck, even indie shows have title matches.
Oh, ouch.
All right. Well, on that note, let's go ahead and do our plugs real quick. Big G, let's start with you.
Yes, NoDQ.com/Big G takes you to my Twitter page. NoDQ_Big G on Instagram. Jeff Hilton on Facebook. NoDQ.com/shirts. Aren't we getting another shirt company to do new shirts eventually, Aaron?
I hope so. I'm working on it. It's
All
a
right.
work in progress.
So, and that's it for the Big G. TJS, take it away.
NoDQ.com/TJS takes you to my Facebook page. Twitter at NoDQ_TJS. And then PlayStation Network, Tyler Joseph Smith, all one word, no spaces. Add me on PlayStation. Let's play, as Necky Cross says. Virtue.
Follow me on Twitter at NoDQ_Virtue, or try to troll me if you dare. Or Facebook, NoDQ.com/Virtue. That's it. Hopefully, Aaron, you can get that new shirt up on the new site down the road if that all works out.
It's a good looking
I really
shirt.
hope so. It was. There's quite a few good looking shirts. Anyways, stay tuned to NoDQ.com for the very latest. I will be doing live streams Saturday and Sunday. Big G, maybe you'll have another opportunity to win this. As the rest of you, Virtue, you can always put in a $5 donation and have Big G.
I'm not a shill.
Well,
I did it one time to prove a point, and it caught on like wildfire. You're welcome.
all right. Well, maybe you could take it to new heights, though, by making Big Vito the champ. Remember, guys, you could forfeit it and proclaim anybody to be champion.
You pay me $5 to hold that title.
Well, maybe I will on Greg Cherry's stream. You guys
Ooh.
got to watch Greg's stream, too, because the title's on the line there as well. So maybe I'll have to do that.
I think I just made people want it even more now.
There you go. Well, guys, that's all I got. So thank you all so much for watching. Stay tuned to NoDQ for the very latest, and we will see y'all next time.